Hi everyone, this is Salvi with your VTuber news today. Before we get into the news, please hit the subscribe, like, and maybe even hit the bell notification icon, and let's get into the first story that we have today. Nimi Nightmare recently did have her Baby Bean charity bash. Baby Bean recently passed away from small cell lymphoma, if I'm not mistaken, and she is doing it for St. Judes Children's Hospital and Research Center. It is researching, St. Jude's is always researching, has been for many, many decades, researching cures for cancer and helping children along the way who have cancer. They focus mainly on children's cancer, helping children recover from cancer and live a good life. So things started, of course, as they always do. And let's see how quickly she got to her goal. Her first goal was about $100,000. Let's see how quickly she got to it.
Non-stop Nimi Nightmare. May your dreams be sweet and your nightmares sweet. Fuck cancer! Konbaku. Welcome to Baby Bean's Charity Bash. We are raising money together for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Yes, they are.
Because we hate cancer and we will fight cancer together in memory of Baby Bean.
There's Baby
who
Bean.
very sadly passed away. He had small cell lymphoma and he passed away, and that cat meant the world to me and still will always mean the world to me. I love that cat so much. And I thought it would be nice to do something good with all the sadness.
This is
I
amazing.
haven't even had a chance to tell you what the milestones are.
It's amazing that she took something like that, a very tragic thing that happened, of course, and made it something positive. So it always stays as a positive thing in her memory, in her mind, in memory of Baby Bean, and of course in the community's mind, it is always going to be something positive. And I am sure that Baby Bean is smiling wherever they are crossing the Rainbow Bridge.
We hit it already. You're speed ran all the goals. We can go even higher.
You go higher.
Can we perhaps hit 200,000? I hope we can all feel good, like we're really making a difference.
She did make a difference. And the final tally of everything, I wanted to make sure to give you guys a final tally. Someone, of course, put this as on Imgur, whatever the heck you want to call it, $355,317.03 in the stream. I'm not sure if it continues on, the Tiltify thing link continues on, but they've reached at least 355,000, which is an amazing feat for anybody to reach, big or small. This is going to make a humongous difference towards researching and curing cancer for children and anyone else, of course, because whether it be children or whether it be adults, cancer is horrible. F cancer. I hate cancer. I have lost family members to that, and it is always a sad thing. I am so glad that she did this. Personally, it means a lot to me that she did this as well. PixelLink, as you know, is shutting down, and it is liquidating the assets. That's why assets being, the VTuber stuff, and that's why they're charging the people to get their VTuber assets back. Some couldn't afford it, and that's absolutely normal. That happens, and this is basically them trying to pay off their creditors. Just wanted to give that as a bit of a beginning of everything. But they're doing something right now that I truly, I can tell you, I did not expect this. I absolutely did not expect this. I am very happy that they're doing this. I am very, very pleasantly surprised. This was something I did not expect. Lazuli, who is, of course, this person here, who was before Lottie Shinju from, of course, PixelLink, is, or has done at this point, their debut. And, of course, they are starting out in their new form, which is, if you are a Lottie Shinju fan, you can go and see them there. But this is something, like I said, did not expect. PixelLink, on their official site, on their official Twitter, which still has a ton of followers, went and said Lazuli's debut is less than 24 hours before it happened, of course. Make sure you show up, say hi, and show your support. Link below. Please note, Lazuli is an independent VTuber and is not affiliated with PixelLink. We out here cheering her on like everyone else. This is heavily based. They even put the exact link to her debut stream, which is right here. They showed it all. They showed it off. It is amazing.
None?
And that she went hard on getting everything done properly. And Board DevOps is you know, crying face. Lazuli, same thing. Thank you, PixelLink. Incredibly based support. Tora P, is that you? Wherever you are, thank you. W PixelLink, cool. Thank you, PixelLink. What can I say? Based. Whoever's running the ship, I kneel. Absolutely, I kneel as well. Holy crap. They didn't only do this for them, though. They didn't only do this for them. This is something that they did also for Rebby Rompin, which is right here. Also, she's an independent VTuber who is making her debut. And of course, Chio Champi is who she was in the past. And as you remember, every single talent that wasn't able to purchase their IPs, they each and every one of them had a chance, and they had each of their stuff put either on their Twitter or on their YouTube or both their PLs, where they're moving on and forward. And of course, here we go again. Hey you, yes you, stop scrolling for a sec, look below, but not too far. Look upon this very new and very small frog. Behold it! You have this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be the first to say hi to this frog tomorrow morning or evening if you're in the EU time zones, basically on March 22nd. But only if you show up to her debut, so be there, link below. Please note, Rebby is an independent VTuber and is not affiliated with PixelLink. We're out here cheering her on like everyone else. And of course, they link directly to her thing. Wow, thanks, random VTuber agency I'm not affiliated with. No way, she noticed us, big fan. And let's see what they say after this. Beware, if you keep interacting like this, she'll end up banning you from chat. Wow, it's amazing that even though the company is soon ending, you still do this. Admirable. So base of Pixel to support small random indie VTubers, VCute Frog. Look at the PL social media guy out here, understanding the assignment and the audience. Kudos to you, you did good. Like I said, I had issues with the whole, you know, having to purchase their stuff, but it's understandable in the context of, you know, liquidating assets. You have people you owe. They ask for money back. They ask for their investment back. They ask for a return on investment. You can't give it from the money that you have. So sometimes you have to go and, you know, try to get it in the other way, which is, you know, liquidating your stuff. But still, they didn't have to do this. This is my big thing here. They didn't have to do this. I heard of no agencies actually doing this. As far as I know, no agencies have done this. They are the first to do this. So this is amazing. And I kneel with my hat off to PixelLink for doing this. There have been some recent things with creators coming from the IRL sphere and moving on to the VTuber sphere. Sometimes it's different reasons. Sometimes people get tired of doing the IRL face stuff because, especially if it's, you know, women, a lot of times they have to do makeup. They want to be their best. They want to look their best. So that can become a chore. It can become something that distracts from the content. A lot of times I've heard from a lot of female VTubers that they don't want, like, a lot of female VTubers aren't like, you know, troll looking or anything like that. They're not bad looking. And even if they were, it doesn't matter. But they do not want their looks to distract from their content. Now me, I am the sexiest man alive, and I do not want my sexiness to distract from the content. That's why I'm a VTuber. I'm playing around. But here we go. Debut announcement, March 21st, 2024, 12 p.m. PST and 3 p.m. EST. Mark your calendars. Can't wait to see you. So they're moving from, like I said, IRL to VTubing. And this is their VOTubing official debut, March 21st. And of course, at 12 p.m. PST, it is, of course, as you can see, it looks like it's a dragon-esque type of thing, either dragon or demon because of the ears. It could be either or, because sometimes dragons do have like elf-type ears that looks like it may be a demon, possibly. So let's take a look at something else. 2025, not 2024, and because they messed up the whole when it was gonna be. So nervous, excited about my debut that I'm having anxiety dreams about it, like I'm smoking in my dreams and contemplating eating weed. Also, debuting on the front page on Twitch apparently means presenting in a huge theater at the headquarters with no pants on in my dreams. You're a master at this already. Feel the fear and do it anyways. You know you're gonna do amazing. Well, VTubers can do that, yes. VTubers, that's the advantage of being a VTuber. You can actually be without pants. You can be fully nude, and it doesn't matter because you're a VTuber. They're not going to see you as long as you're not undressed As a VTuber, you're fine. As you can see in front of you, Suisei will be taking a break from March 23rd to May 19th, so it's a little bit under 2 months. She is coming back specifically on May 19th because that is the day she joined the Cover Corporation. Remember, as I've said many times before, whenever I mention Suisei, she started with Innonaka Music. She started there because that was the only opportunity that she was given while keeping her original design. Suisei created her original design, her community. She wanted to go in with the community. She wanted to go in with her initial design, her original design, her Live 2D that she created herself. She wanted to do all of that herself. And of course, joining Hololive, you wouldn't be able to do that. You have to get their Live 2Ds, their VTuber models. So they said, okay, we can have you do this, but you have to join Innonaka Music instead. She did. She joined with Asuki. The rest is history. It didn't go very well. They didn't give her a lot of support in Innonaka. Thanks to Achan, she was able to move to Hololive, and there, everything got better. So here we go. She says, or rather, the day I joined Innonaka Music Label, it's the day I joined Hololive. On May 19th, the day I scheduled to return, you might be able to see something special. So she's going to have something planned for you, and of course, I'm not just going to leave it on this, visual here. We will have her talk a little bit about it in this clip from Yura.
休み中マイクラ NPC はやりたいなって思ってる。いや本当にね、実はまだ何も決めてなくて、休み何しようかびっくりでしょ。決めなきゃなって思ってたんだけど、決まらずに今日まで来てしまいましたね。早く決めないと2ヶ月もあっという間だからな。前回1ヶ月があっという間だったから2ヶ月にしたんだけどさね。実はなんだかんだお休みとは言いつつ、どうしてもはみ出てしまったお仕事がいくつかあるんですけれども、水星さん休みなのは分かってるんですけど万博だ。その通り。万博。
So she has Expo 2025 Osaka. As is always the case, it is more of a break from streaming, more of a break from a lot of content creation. There's always going to be contractual obligations that she has to go through. This isn't Cover pushing a bunch of stuff on her. This is her, she could have denied it. She could have been like, nah, I'm cool. But she decided to still do that because it is, you have to remember, she is pretty much her own business almost in this way. She is her own brand, and she has to think about furthering that brand, and Hololive is giving her the opportunities to further that brand, so that's why she's going for it.
があったりとか。VR チャットの配信、VR チャットの配信したいな。休み中に実はしたかったり。5月19に戻ってくる予定。5月19が何の日かみんなわかるかな？そう。ホロライブ。Innonakaミュージックというレーベルに入った日ですね。ホロライブ加入日です。ガチでこの曲エモすぎんか。そうだろう。エモい。Innonakaは天才なんだ。いい曲しか作らないんだ。5月19のね、戻ってくる予定の日はスペシャルなものが見れる気がするな。ホロライブ何か変わってるかな。いやでも年度をまたぎますからね。年度をまたぐということは。
So she goes on to, talk more about that kind of stuff. And as she said, it's when she joined Innonaka Music. And of course, Hololive does surprise every single time. One thing I will say is I'm glad they're pushing her. They always push people to take these breaks. Like recently, Aokun and other things, they push them to take breaks. They allow them to take these long breaks. As you know, Gura is another person that's taken long breaks and still does take long breaks. It is good. Of course, on their breaks, they do the corporate stuff, of course, contractual stuff. So that is always something that happens. But I'm glad that they don't try to push their talents to do too much, and they allow them to take some time off, especially big ones like Suisei and other ones. Hoshimachi Suisei, the shining star, the comet, the diamond in the rough as she used to be called, but now she's just a diamond. She has gone a long way from where she was originally. Originally, she started as an independent VTuber. She wanted to join Hololive. She did interviews with them, trying to get applications and such like that. I think twice, 2 or 3 times. Final time that she was able to get in, she was able to get in with her original, the one that she created, Hoshimachi Suisei. That's her original account. That's her indie account. She got in with her indie account. She got in with the Live 2D that she created. She got in with her community because they had her join Innonaka Music, which was a music collaboration between them and Update, the Keys and Eye company that is now, in order to do music with Asuki and other things like that, like VTuber music. So she joined with them. Didn't go so well because they were more supporting Asuki, not supporting her. She moved to Hololive, and now the rest is history. That was thanks to Achan. Now let's move on to something that she's doing right now. She's celebrating her 7th anniversary and able to safely reach this day again. Thank you so much for all the congratulations. We're taking a look at this is her 7th anniversary celebration. She's talking in the room here with Fubuki, who's in white, Miko with the pink hair, and taking a look at things that she's doing. It looks like here she's in a school. I think that might be the principal. And then she's also talking to, it looks like, students as well. Of course, this is all in Japanese. They're asking her questions, maybe ideas of what they could do in the future, that type of stuff. Looking forward to that. It's always good to see. And that is basically the way that they see her is through that. So Cover took, one of their larger, I guess it's either a TV or it's something specifically made for this. But they basically have that. They usually have those things for, meet and greets and things like that. So they went through and they got that there. And she was able to have, more like a radio show type thing with students. And of course, it was recorded for Hololive and uncover purposes, things like that. Yeah, it's more like a radio show with students. Other people here, of course, that don't mind having their face shown. We're also, asking questions. I'm going through this a little quicker because there is a copyright troll that has been hitting me a lot whenever I do Hololive stuff. So less of the audio, more of just chatting. It's one of those unfortunate things. Once you get a little bit of a bigger size, the trolls go after you. Because when I was tiny, they never did. Now they do. So unfortunately, that is something that happens.
そして生徒の皆さん、大変お世話になりました。ちょっとでも皆さんの思い出になってたらいいなと思います。本当にご協力いただきありがとうございました。サプライズ大成功。
She's gonna have her, surprises, other things like this. They, of course, are chatting more. She has some other projects that she's going through. I don't know why they had that part focusing on that, whatever. But some other fans you're seeing here that they're able to have. It's just a lot of things out here. Oh, they got married. Ah, nice. And I think they had like a Suisei. They did Stellar at their wedding. Okay, that's why. Oh, that's very cute. The Japanese do like their Western weddings. So in order for this not to be too long, we're gonna going more shorter through other things here that they have. Oh, and I think there was something around here about a baby being named Miko, I believe, at some point later on. And oh yeah, their baby. They named their baby Miko. This is their baby, 0 years, 3 months, who was named Miko, which is interesting. It is not such a bad name in Japan, but it is an interesting name to be named after a VTuber. Well, they did it because they were fans, but it's always interesting to see that happen. Yui is in a small, short bit of news because I have been informed of an update that they have. They had an older VTuber model, but right now they are actually going to be doing a newer one. It's going to be like a Sonic-based VTuber model that they're going to be having. They're going to be having a little bit of... I'm not sure if they're going to be using this channel or another channel, but they are going to be trying to get into the whole VTuber thing. And seeing someone who does clips and does little portions like this go into the VTubing world is a nice thing to see. This is, of course, a short little update for you guys in order to be able to give them a little bit of, push, because I did say that I was going to try to help them out in a little bit. They're going to be doing it on the 23rd. So, of course, if you see this, you can go take a look. You can see, hopefully, by the time you see it, they're going to have already done their stuff. But I think they mentioned 23rd, either in the morning their time or afternoon their time. They are in the UK, so it may be, a little bit later in the day for you, earlier in the day for you. Just wanted to give you guys this little update. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. I do this because I want it to be a positive space, not a negative space for any VTubers. I want it to be a space where we help each other out, and we bring each other up, not tear each other down. So today we're talking about King Pina, who's debuting on the 23rd. They are a cryptid deep sea squid, artist, music producer, Live2D, Gadzooks. So let's take a look at what they have. Deep sea squid risen from the depths. And let's take a look at some videos that they have available, which are little parts and pieces that they have here of things that they have done. Of course, this is going to be, they are, I believe, someone who has done their own stuff, who has gone and actually rigged their own things. So let's take a look.
I probably won't, yeah. In my heart, though, as a Zelda fan, as like #1 Zelda fan,
What was that jump scare? There you go.
I feel like I should have played Link.
And that was a little bit of a jump scare there. Let's take a look at
I've drawn
Kina
several
as well.
VTuber models over the years, and I think I've got enough experience in the production of these things to make a mildly informative video about my process.
So yeah, she also has her process here. Live 2D time-lapse of how they rig their own VTuber model. They also have some covers out here on their YouTube channel. And like I said, on the 23rd, they're going to be having their full thing where they're going to be doing their full debut. Of course, take a look at that if you so please. And of course, thank you so much, King Pina, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.